Welcome back to Let's Talk. Today I have had my first ever official request for a video, and it is Let's Talk Time Travel. It's inspired by those crazy videos on YouTube where people say that they're time travelers from another time and that they've come back into time to give us messages. And I have some notes, so if my eyes go funny, I'm really sorry. They did something crazy before. I'm trying to look at some notes, so I'm just gonna, glance at my notes quickly. But we're gonna talk about time travel, and anybody that is familiar with Doctor Who or Back to the Future 1 or Back to the Future 2 or even Back to the Future 3, you're familiar with the concept of time travel. Do you believe that time travel is going to happen, that it already exists? Is it going on already? Who knows? But on YouTube specifically, there is a man that claims to be from 2033, and he's on Apex TV. I will link the video below. And he says that time travel has been something that's been researched from since 1980, and it becomes commercially available in 2028. So pretty soon we're going to be able to time travel, start saving up. And I'm just going to kind of go through some of the things that he said. So he said in 2028, time travel will be released to the public. And that's the same time that the existence of aliens is confirmed. He says in 2021, we're going to get chips in our forehead and our brain implanted, and then we can hook up a computer and it's going to make our brain work 6 times faster. And we're also going to get a chip in our hand, and that's how we're going to pay for things. And there's going to be free global Wi-Fi, so we can plug in the chip in our head and have access everywhere we are. And there's going to be contact lenses that record everything that we see. There's not going to be any crime in the future, and global warming is going to be a great, big, huge problem. And in 2022, the U.S. will give free food to all of its citizens. So those were some of his predictions that I thought were interesting. And I think time and the future are both really interesting topics, and are kind of interrelated. The older that I get, the faster time seems to go by, and I don't fully understand it. I think it's kind of crazy. The time just whizzes by, and when I was younger, it just seemed to just be a lot slower. So I think that's interesting, and sometimes I wonder if, in the bigger picture of things, if time isn't is as linear as we think it is, and we understand it to be, and if we just don't all sort of, I don't know. I can't even explain what I think could be possible. But I do think we all have a psychic ability to see a little bit into the future. And there's actually studies that sort of back this up a little bit. There's been studies that have monitored people's reactions of their body while they've been shown random emotional provoking images, and they found that people's bodies respond emotionally and physically to these emotional images about 5 seconds before they're shown the image. And I will try to link an article that explains that below. And there's another interesting thing that sort of supports the idea of the predictability of our future in machines predicting the future. Not that they can specifically predict the future, but there's been some studies with random generated numbers, that machines, just computers that generate numbers randomly, consistently, and I think it's like ones and zeros, and together it should just sort of form a straight graph, a straight line on a graph. And I think in the 1970s they had people trying to focus all of their energy and change to one of the numbers, and that changed the graph, and the graph went higher. And then subsequent people doing this test found that they had a computer constantly running that ran randomly generated numbers. And in 1997, they found that instead of it being just a straight line on the graph, there was a spike. And it was on, I don't know what exactly the date was, but it was in 1997, and it was on the exact day that Princess Diana's funeral was being broadcast around the world. And then on September 11th, they found again about 4 hours before the first plane hit the tower, they found that this normally straight line of random generated numbers spiked up again. And then there was a third occurrence of this spike, and that was when the tsunami hit in 2004. So those are really kind of some interesting studies, and I'll link the article that I read them in, and I could probably dig a little bit deeper and check the research a bit further, because that probably needs to be done, but they're interesting studies anyway. But I personally think that we can see into the future, and I think we all have that ability, and I think some of us are better at it than others, and I think we can see our future and we can see other people's future. However, I think it's the future that is the path that we're on, and I think things can intercept that path. So I don't think the future that we see is always the future that happens, because I think we can change our own lives, and I think other people can influence how our life actually, the trajectory of our life. And so that's kind of what I think. You might think it's a little kooky, but I think that's true. And I'm okay to be wrong. But I have to break it to you. As gullible and as crazy as I am, I don't think time travel exists. Or at least, I don't think those guys on YouTube are really time travelers from another time. I think they're just quackadoodle-doos posting videos online for views. Just like me. Maybe better at it than me, but just like me. But I would love to know what you think. So comment below about whether you think time travel is real, if it's something that's being researched, is it something the government's keeping secrets from us, and anything else you want to talk about. And if you like this video, oh wait, hold on one more minute. Minnie here wants to say hi to all of you. Okay, she was sleeping, so maybe she doesn't want to, but say hi to all the people. Oh, isn't she cute? Okay. Anyway, so if you liked my video, like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know, and I will do my best to come up with a great video for you. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.